Dramatic footage captured the moment armed policemen arrested Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh's sister for praising the October 7th massacre. Sabah al-Salem Haniyeh, 57, was caught at her home in southern Israel after authorities found dozens of chilling texts she allegedly sent to her contacts supporting the terrorist attack, even calling for further slaughter. Body cam footage taken by the cops showed two unmarked vans packed with Israeli officers rushing up to her house in Tel Shiva. The armed policemen can be seen raiding the building before arresting Sabah inside a room. Haniyeh's sister calmly surrendered herself to the cops as they put handcuffs on her. Sabah was arrested on April 1st in a joint raid with the Shin Bet, and she has since been kept in police custody, Israel's Justice Ministry said. She has been accused of incitement and showing solidarity with a terror group after she allegedly cheered for the terror attack against Israel on October 7th that sparked the bloody war in Gaza. The formal indictment suggests Sabah sent messages to dozens of contacts, including to her brother Ismail Haniyeh, praising the massacre and calling for further slaughter. One of her messages mentioned in the indictment includes, "Oh God, count them and kill them, and don't leave any of them, oh God." Police said that during the raid, they also found evidence including secret documents that link her to serious security offenses, the Times of Israel reports. Sabah is the sister of Ismail Haniyeh, the political head of Hamas. The terror boss, 61, has sanctuary in Qatar and lives in a billionaire penthouse apartment. Haniyeh has been the tough-talking face of Hamas's international diplomacy as war with Israel raged inside Gaza, where his family home was destroyed in an Israeli airstrike back in November. Just a few days ago, he was told his 3 sons and 4 grandchildren had been reportedly killed in an Israeli airstrike. Harrowing footage captured the terror boss nervously playing with his hands and staring down at the floor when told the news before carrying on with his day as usual. The Hamas fiend looks in a state of shock and disbelief as he is slowly ushered out of the room, barely saying a word. Reports online say he prayed to God for his son's mercy and acceptance in the clip before leaving. He is then believed to have carried on with his hospital visit to see injured Gazans like normal. It comes as officials fear that only 40 out of the remaining 133 Israeli hostages captured by Hamas on October 7th are alive. Shin Bet, Israel's domestic security agency, claims that intelligence on the hostage situation is much easier to gather due to Israel's increased presence in Gaza. A source is reported to have told the Daily Mail, "Intelligence is much easier to access than before October 7th when we had limited access to Gaza and we didn't have a lot of possibilities of sources. The situation is completely different because we are there." These fears have stemmed in part from Hamas's indications that they cannot release 40 hostages who are either women or sick and elderly men. On April 18th, Israel shared a horrific video appearing to show Yarden Bibas, the father of 10-month-old Kavir Bibas, being pummeled by a mob. The video shows angry men swarming Yarden, who is sat in between 2 men on a motorbike, the 2 men sitting on the bike with Yarden, and a couple of others standing next to it, unsuccessfully attempt to protect him from the onslaught. The 6-month-long war between Israel and Hamas was triggered by the terror group's October 7th attacks that saw 1,200 people, mostly civilians, slaughtered. The militants also dragged away some 250 hostages, of whom Israel estimates 129 either remain trapped in Gaza or are dead. Israel responded to the terror atrocity with one of the deadliest and most destructive military onslaughts in recent history, killing nearly 34,000 Palestinians, according to Gaza's Hamas-run health officials. The country has faced growing global opposition to the relentless fighting, which the UN and aid agencies have warned has pushed the north to the brink of famine.